You guys know I like to post on YouTube with the what is this right here with the make and model. Well, this last one I had you guys tag someone and then what the make, model, and what flashlight it was. 3 people got it correct. 1 person followed the directions. So the person that did it, I'll have to look everything up, but I actually commented on it to send me an email. But the correct answer was the Walther P99 with the TLR7. A couple of you got it. A lot of you were way off, but the 2 that actually followed the directions, I will be sending you a Sharpie shank and a Bluetooth hard patch. So send me an email. Here it is right here, and I'll get those out to you. What's up, guys? Ziggy here with FalTac. Welcome back to my crazy life where it's non-stop holster building, and wow, it's non-stop. So the past couple days it has been pretty nice outside, actually. You know, finally got sun. It's been raining like crazy, and well, it's that time of year. The leaves are starting to change. Leaves are falling. So I got a wood delivery. We're stacking, splitting, all that fun stuff, but I am doing a lot of stuff. One of the cool things is I mean, you're going to see it right here. I actually just created a holster for the 37mm launchers, and I spent the entire day machining it. And so when I say that, it means I hit a button and then I walked away. It took 13 hours to cut this mold, and here is the finished project of version 1. So these are 37mm rounds, and as you can see how it's wavy right there? Well, apparently I didn't space them apart long enough, so I'm going to be cutting another mold, and then I'm going to space it out a little bit more. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit better. So actually, as it fits, it works pretty good. MRD, and then this is tension, and then MRD. So like I said, these work pretty good, and I'm going to be offering these once I finished it, and I'm pretty sure that I am going to have the final configuration done. So maybe I'll do a video on the design phase of this and whatnot. But anyways, you saw what I collected in the beginning of this video. We got the Olight PL-3, we got the Glock 19, and then we have the tail horse for the 19 PLR-3. Funny how that works. So we are going to be doing a right-handed outside the waistband level 2 on a QLS fork. We got the speed lock and the fork here, and I'm not sure if I've done this exact build on this platform before, but it was requested that I film it for YouTube, so here we go. So Joe, this is for you, and we're going to be knocking this out. He's out in Pearland, Texas, so we're going to get this out, get it to him. Black, right-handed, PL-3, speed lock, that's literally it. It has RMR cut, comes with it. Extended side release, which is blocked for it automatically. And then the way that these Pale Horse molds are awesome. So if you have a light-bearing holster, and you have an extended mag release, it's already incorporated because of the blocking for the light, so it's already there. Now, if you are foam pressing this, which I did a lot of, and the reason why I bought a vac mold is because I've done so many that blocking it over and over and over just stinks, especially when you're doing repetition. So when you're doing this, the retention on a PL-3 is right here behind the mount. So what I usually do is, you see it's kind of a chunk missing right there. You know, you can see it. I will take some blocking and put it across so it's like that. So there's that little indent right there, so the kydex gets squished down in. But the back mold, you don't have to worry about that. So there's the retention right there. So the only thing that we need a block for is a QLS and the hood, and let's get it going. I don't have a trim jig for this because that's what I'm going to use, and I got a couple more tools in the shop to help me with the process, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to do a couple videos on those shortly, but let's get to building. And of course, bear with me, when you have kids, they give you colds, and I got a cough right now, and I am living off Dollar General cough drops because damn, and just chugging water. So But on that note, let's get to building. Let's get to it. Step one, like always, oven is on. It has actually been on for like half hour, 40 minutes because I turned it on because I knew I was coming in here to do it. But one good thing to do is let your pad heat up. So, if there's moisture in your pad, if you live in an area where there's a lot of moisture, I live on a lake, there's a lot of moisture here. It's a good idea to do a press or two to get this nice and hot, but this pad is so heavily used, it's not absorbing moisture anymore, so it's going pretty good. So I'm just gonna leave that like there. And if you wanna do it's hot. If you wanna do, like I said, a couple cycles to get all that out and get heat circulated and all that stuff, go ahead and do it. Don't feel like you don't have to. Well, on that note, I think we're ready to go ahead and block this. So let's do it. Obviously, first things first, I went, grabbed the parts we need, which is literally just these, and then the blocking we need, which for the most part is this. I'm going to need some blocking from here, which is why I have all these pieces of wood and fiberglass, because we're going to need this blocking to hold up all of our stuff. Now, as you can see, I put a few layers of tape on the bottom of the flashlight and the top of the slide. Reason being, this mold was actually cut, it seems like a little undersized. So I had to do that because it was just way too tight on everything, and I figured out that I had to heat up just above the sight channel, pretty much where the radius of the slide is, to get it to go in. So what I did is I just added, I think, 5 layers right here and 3 layers right here, and it worked great. Now in the notes it says that this is the PL-3 that has the rechargeable light on it. Obviously this one's not it. However, I don't know if you can notice, but there's blocking right here. So this is blocked for the rechargeable, so it'll fit both regular and rechargeable, which is what I try to strive for when ordering molds. And as you can see, I don't have a trim jig for this, but if we line it up, I traced where everything is, and I want this to sit a little bit down, and we're going to be right there. So we're going to add our blocking. This is homemade blocking. All right, and then this is going to go under it, but it's a little... Oh. Dogs are doing their thing. Alright. But if I do that, you notice how it's got a little bit of a tilt, and it's like tilted towards the sight channel. I don't want that. I like to stay as flat as we possibly can, or flush. So we're just going to move on to the next blocking and see what we can use here. Now for this, actually, don't be afraid, because we have to come down. So even if this is just just a long stick, let's see, that's not thick, that's not thick. There we go, this one's kind of thick. Put that there. Oh, a little bit. So, might get away with putting something on top of that. Probably, like this right here. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, it'll sit right there. And then this is going to sit like that. So, bring this down. Take that in place so it doesn't move. Alright. And you want to make sure you leave enough material between your blocking and the top of the slide. That way you don't have any crap in the way of the arm mark cut, because it does happen. And then for this, because this tape is going to land on 2 different levels, do that. And if you poke holes in it, it'll give you the dimples of your drill points. So next, I'm going to take this. We're going to lay this right here. You don't want to go too far down, because if you go down, it's going to be top heavy and it's going to flop on your pants. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it pretty much right underneath it, which is good because I like to put it pretty much underneath your finger. Alright, so that's going to go right there, which means this is going to go right there. Now the good thing about this particular setup is there's no blocking for this light here. The retention's right here. So if we had to do something else, like if I had to put this blocking on this side right here, I would do something else, because that's where the retention is. That something else would be taking a piece of blocking, putting it here, and then taking another piece of blocking and putting it here to create that T just without having it. That way you still have your retention, so that is a point as well. Alright, so let's get this in its place. Now what you're going to do is you always want to block and support large gaps. So as you can see, large gap. So we're going to want to put something in there. That way when the pressure of the vacuum comes down, it doesn't like suck it down right there. And that's where that's going to come in. Perfect. And to hold that in, I'll take a piece of tape, cut it roughly to the same thickness, and then just tape it down. Now the pressure from the kydex on top and the bottom will not allow the kydex to go underneath, and then you'll be good. Now that we have a second small piece, you can go ahead and put it right here, which will also allow it not to go down under. And I'm just going to take that, go right there, and that's going to go right there, and oh, we got to go just a little bit taller on this one, on this side, which is no big deal. Looks like another thin, another thin piece. Oh. And with it balanced, go ahead, do your drill indicators. And then on this side, we know there's no hammer, so we don't have to worry about that. And the pivot point is on the top eyelet, so we want pretty much the pivot point right here. Now, if you've been watching me for a little bit, you know I don't like to just put this. I like to put a bar across, because the up and down, the ridges, will give it strength. So what I will do is I'll find a piece that has same for blocking. Now this needs just a little bit extra. So what you can do is, let's see here. Is cut a piece like so. Alright, now this is going to go, so we need it on the top. And this is going to give you pretty much a custom piece of blocking. And it's going to allow for you to not have that tilt. And bada bang. Back that up a little bit. Lock that in place. I'm using the back of the pencil so we don't get tenting. Don't know what tenting is. I'll explain to you in a second with a sticky note so I could explain it better. Alright, and that's ready. Now, the reason why I use the back of a pencil. If you have blocking, right? So you got, here's your firearm base, here's your blocking, okay? And if you got a piece of blue tape that goes over it, and it looks like that on the tape, right, going both ways, that right there is exactly how the kydex is going to look, so you're going to have crappy definition. If you do the same thing, and you put the tape down, and you push it down into the corner, and then over, your kydex is going to go in there, and it's going to look just like that. So that's the reason why I use the bottom of the pencil. It's a good right angle, gets in there, and I can push it down, doesn't leave any marks. So that's why, and that's what we call tenting. You don't want that, you want that. So, food for thought. It's much easier. Open up your fence, throw that down there, and then adjust your fence. Alright. And any dust or dirt or crap will transfer. Make sure you clean that all off. And now, let's heat up the decks. And we are in the press, and just a friendly reminder that every single press is different. What works on my press for temp and time may not work on yours. My particular press right now is 394 degrees for 160 seconds, which means when it comes out, it's about 380 degrees, and then we're gonna vac form it. If you are below 350 degrees when it comes out of the oven, you're not gonna get good definition. It just comes out like crap. Don't do it. Even when I was in these ovens, I came out to 380 degrees is when they'd come out, or about actually it's 350 in those ones. So anything below that doesn't work. This one, I come out to 380. It's freaking awesome. So don't be afraid. So when this reaches 390 degrees, my Dex is 380, and that's what I do. Looks good. Looks good. Next we're going to drill it, then cut it, add the gusset, then fold it. And if you didn't know, the Glock 19 is also the same as the Glock 22, the Glock 33, the Glock 45, the Glock 44. It fits all those, so don't worry about it. But this is what we're going to do. So Glocks and a couple other companies, they're the ones that, you know, for example, if you take the Glock 34 and the Glock 35, it'll fit the 17, 19, 21, 22, 33, 34, 36, 44, 45, 47, because a 47 is a Glock 19 size. And it's all like that. So do your research before buying tooling, because you don't want to waste a few $100s on a Glock 19 mold or a Glock 23 mold when you have a Glock 19 sitting here. So vice versa. Keep that in mind. Drilled. Now we're cutting on the bandsaw. After the bandsaw, we're going to the scroll saw, right here. Now you're probably asking me why we cut this. Why did we cut it? The reason why we did it is because if you don't cut that section out, it's going to fold up not right, and it's going to ruin your mold, so cut it. Now at this point, I'm going to be taking my 093 Ghost. Again, you can get this stuff on Holstersmith, and I need a marker. We're going to copy some stuff. So, I'll show you what I do. At this point, you're going to line up how you want it, and then you're just going to mark the center of each hole. And be careful not to shift it. That looks pretty good. Alright, then I'm going to go do a pilot hole on my drill press. And as you can see, we've got our little tiny pilot holes. I'm going to up those to 1/4 inch. Now at this point, I'm going to go to my scroll saw again, and I'm just going to pretty much connect the dots on the outside and create a final shape, smooth it up, and then we're going to set it with eyelets. There's that gusset. It's going to go right there. Eyelets, and we're going to heat the side channel up and fold it. Now this right here is a 19 Gen 5. Gen 5s are a little bit wider, but what I'll still do is throw 2 layers of blue tape on there, so it's just a little bit wider. But we'll go ahead and set this. And we are attached. Now it's time for a quick fold. By folding, we're going to put it on the heat strip, and we're going to put the strip right in the center, go back and forth from pretty much edge to edge, flip it, get the heat all the way through, and then fold it right over. Now, good idea too is you can also check to make sure that your grip's not going to be hitting this. Every now and then it happens, but it won't allow you to fold it properly if it's hitting that. So, alright, and then the retention is on this side. You already feel it, so we're good to go. Now this here heat press is an Amazon special. It is 80 bucks, comes with a controller, and then this, I built these brackets, wraps around, and it holds it at an angle. It's, to me personally, easier to hold it at an angle than it is flat, just for, you know, the repetitious movements that it causes. So I'm going to let that heat up. It does have the ability for water cool. I've never used it, and I've never burned them out, so, but we're going to be spending it on that. 80 bucks, Amazon. Well, that looks beautiful. So now what we're gonna do is figure out how we want it, which, you know, after a while they all look the same. So we're just tracing. Obviously, if we had a trim jig, I didn't have to do this. But the reason why I don't purchase trim jigs anymore is because trim jigs, if I don't purchase one from the manufacturer, I could actually buy another mold, which is the reason why I did it. Because I have my router here, and of course you've seen me make my own trim jigs, it saves me a ton of money, which is the reason why I usually don't buy them. Now, I buy them with the accessories, but depending on who I'm getting them from is also who, because there's some companies out there that charge an insane amount for trim jigs when I could build one for $4 from Home Depot. So anyways, we're going to cut it. Cutting the outside of the line because we could always take more material off than adding it. So let's go ahead and cut that on the bandsaw. And here we are, fresh from the cutting. As you can see, you can't see inside the trigger guard. We're following that right there. You don't hit your knuckles on it, and that's the way I like to do it. And there is retention on this, even just by holding it. So I am looking forward to seeing the end product. So now we're going to go ahead, hit it on the sanding drums and all that fun stuff, and get it nice and smooth and clean around the edges, and then add all the hardware. So stay tuned for that. Well, here we are, ready to finish this up. So the first thing I do is I'll take our 1/2 inch, put them on there, and these are .460 or something like that. They're not exactly a 1/2 inch. Put those on there, and it's a lot easier to throw those on before you add your retention, because it sucks. Alright. Throw these on. I've already oiled in here. I've oiled in here, and I've actually heated it up, and it seems good. Let's see here. We need some magic blue juice. Do not over tighten these hoods, because then they won't work anymore. Function check. Throw it in. Get to where it needs to go. Mark that with your pencil. Drill. Make sure you don't hit the other side. I can tell you how many times I accidentally did that and I had to start over. Oh. Put the inside. This one you could absolutely reef on. Function check is good. Now the retention on this, I know I've had to play with it before. So I got 1/4 inch, again with the 0.4, 1/4 inch, 0.4. And these are 0.3, 4375 is what these are. Now, generally with Pale Horse molds, if you have a 1/4 inch threaded post and a 0.4375 screw, and you tighten it up to where it's just about to poke out, generally that's where the retention is, and it's pretty good. But they're all different, so just gotta. So that one we could actually loosen up a little bit. Actually feels good. I'm digging that. Now, we're going to swap this out because I hate doing this stuff by hand. And we're going to take our QLS fork with our screws. And Daddy always taught me, don't ever tighten up. Daddy always taught me, don't ever tighten up the first screw until all of them are in there. And there we have a level 2 outside the waistband, right hand in black QLS fork, speed lock Gen 2 for the Glock 19, 45, 44, yada yada yada, with the Olight PL-3. And as you can see, remember how we said it was rechargeable? That blocking right there is for the rechargeable part. Bada bing, click, locks in place, boom, draw, good to go. I lock it. And thank you guys for making it this far and joining us for this journey of building this absolutely gorgeous holster. And that is going out in the morning to, hey Joe, I hope you like it. Pearland, Texas is where this is going. So that's like 12 or 1300 miles from me. Not too bad. I'm up here, he's down here. Huh? I bet it's super hot over there. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Huge shout out to Holstersmith and KnifeKits.com. Everything you see in my videos is from their website, probably about 90% of it actually, and I can't thank them enough. They have literally absolutely everything you need to make holsters, and they're literally all I buy from. So huge shout out to them. I appreciate them putting up with me, because I put in so many orders that I feel bad because they pay the shipping, because orders over $89.99 they is free shipping. So I put in an order for $100 here, $200 there, $700 there. It's usually in the same week, so I feel bad for them, but they are gracious enough to allow me to do it, and I can't be I can't be more happier. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and pack this up. It is almost 6:30 Tuesday night, so I'm gonna go ahead. The girls are telling me that they're hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some dinner for them, and then I'm coming out here, and I'm probably gonna start another one of these. So once these are done, I'll film it and put them on the website. So if you guys have a 37mm launcher, I'm gonna be testing them with all that stuff too, and see how well they work. So on that note, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Keep moving forward. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.